fan's making too much noise. What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY Quickie, we're going to be looking at another NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie figure, and this time it is the Loot Crate edition and exclusive. Billy Bob, Joe, Danny, Frank, Danny Pennington. Now, if you didn't watch the Out the Box video already, you wouldn't understand that. But basically, this was a Loot Crate exclusive. You had to buy the box for it, and that's the only way to have gotten it. Until they decide to give it to you on a normal release somehow. But then again, if they don't, then I'm one of the lucky several hundred that managed to get this. And it's pretty cool. So you get the standard packaging, Ninja Turtle thing, got all that there, Nickelodeon emblem there. You come over here and he's got the what? Face on there. And then he's like, I'm just a lost little kid. And then you come to the back and you've got him still standing there between a rock and a hard place. And then him talking to Splinter, and then him standing there with the turtles, seemingly. I don't know. And then you get, wow, that's actually a new read-up. I don't think I ever realized this. So, you can now catch America's favorite green teens live. Okay, that's normal. Okay, so this is new. Okay, the biggest foes are the Foot Clan, who recruit lost kids like Danny off the street to join their nefarious gang. A high detailed action figure. Okay, so they actually did change that outro or intro there. Oh, hey, look, big old image of Danny there. What's funny is this is the first figure, I think, in the TMNT line to recycle an accessory from a completely different line. I find it funny, actually. So let's take a look at him. Alright, so here he is in all of his teenage glory. One thing I'm noticing is he's kind of stuck in an A stance, and I don't think that was intentional, but now I'm feeling like his hip is slightly displaced. That's odd. Something's not right there in the leg detent, because this leg is straight up and down, and now this one is wonky. Huh. I don't remember it being that way. But either way, here's Danny Boy, and he's got whatever this shirt is right here. I'm sure it's something from the 80s. Can't tell. It's definitely a proper t-shirt, and if we zoom in on his head, if I can manage such a thing. How do I zoom on this thing? There we go. Zoom in on his head. Got a really good likeness. Nice face sculpt. And in this case, he has the foot headband on. Got nice, like, dark brown hair with kind of a reddish dry brushing going on there. Looks pretty decent. Tampoed blue eyes. Little hair and some dust. I do like how they're kind of masters at doing the painting and kind of hydro dipping effect. And this must be like a tie-dyed shirt all the way around. And of course the headband does have some crud on it, like you do. You know, it's very interesting how they did this, because he's wearing a t-shirt, so his sleeves are kind of tucked in. One thing I talked about, if you did see the Out the Box, which was a pretty in-depth review, if I'm honest, but I wanted to get a proper one here. These skinny-ass arms, and how long his forearms seem to be in comparison. Now, the weird thing about it is that, I mean, his shoulder is here, shoulder to elbow length. I mean, technically your forearm would be longer than that length. The weird length of the shirt kind of throws it off. And pretty much can only reach down just to his pockets, which, you know, it makes sense. It just looks awkward because he's so skinny. Now, he's meant to be a teenage kid, like, you know, 14, maybe, thereabouts. Did I fix it? No, I think something's just wrong in that leg. Yeah, it seems to be something like it's just not set in right, because, like that wants to be straight up and down. Did that fix it? Is the problem not the... Yeah, that's what the problem was. It's just how everybody's rotated, so... Either way. But yeah, the skinny-ass arms is weird. He does only come with these hands. So, really strange. Just like I should be holding a weapon hand, but he doesn't come with those. So, I mean, he's basically a Marvel legend at this point. And then, of course, the kind of worn jeans, which are actually really well done. I love the stitching down the side. And then, dude, these shoes are on point. Like, that is incredibly well done. I mean, I don't know if they're technically supposed to be Nikes. I don't know. They can't actually use that, so it doesn't matter. But the laces are painted, also different layers of paint along there. I mean, even the back looks good. The jeans technically are painted all the way up, so even if you didn't have a shirt under there, it would work. That's just pretty good. Articulation-wise, it's probably a double ball joint. Feels like a single, if I'm honest. Let's look, because we're going to pull his head off anyways. Oh, man, that is barely a ball joint. That is a penis. Whoa, it lost focus. There we go. That is a tiny penis sticking out of his neck. No neck joint whatsoever, from what it looks like. Though, here's the weird part. It looks like he has a shirt on under his shirt. Can I get the arms out? Let me check. I never know how NECA has her arms attached. But if you look, there's a molded shirt on under his shirt that's flesh-colored. So I gotta wonder if this outer shirt wasn't really meant to be initially. Oh, he definitely has an undershirt molded in. That's crazy. But either way, so yeah, tiny penis with a ball joint, so it doesn't really count. So it's more like a spinning joint and a ball joint into the neck. Disc hinge, normal shoulders. That's fine. Single jointed elbow with the rotation in there. What is going on here? Like, I gotta really darken it up so we can see here. Sorry if that was kind of absurd the whole time. You do get rotation above the bicep. You get a weird elbow flap in the back. That's also why it looks strange, is when it's bent, it still looks super long. It's like if they had shrunk it down to maybe here, I think it would have looked right. It may have been anatomically incorrect, but also look, like everything about it, it just looks weird. Like the main body of him is fine. The jeans are technically fine. I mean, like you get the ratcheted hinges there. You can kick forward decently. Shirt gets in the way, of course. Go back, fine. Single jointed knee, that's good for not quite 90, but close enough. Like I always talked about how good the jeans look. You do get rotation at the knee, which is always fun to do. You get rotation up here as well, which also gets you, if your jeans are going to look correct. I doubt he's going to stand straight, though, because, I mean, look, he's got a legitimate height difference between his legs. So something's not quite happy there. Yeah, so let me just jam that up in there and see if that helps. He does have ankle pivot here and presumably disc hinge foot, like normal. So no wonder this kid couldn't make it in the Foot Clan. His legs are different lengths. It's okay, bud. I feel you. I do feel you. Okay, so looking at accessories just real quick. Here's a spare head. This is his I'm not an evil dude anymore head. And he's got some crud here on his nose. I think I can get it. Hair's painted the same way, but, you know, it's a new mold, so that's good. That's the number 2. That's the number 2 head. Also, I have a bad habit of not looking through the camera, so if something isn't focused, I don't see it. Looks fine. But this is the big deal. The real big deal here. His Walkman. That is totally got to be the same exact Walkman that Marty had from Back to the Future. Also, look how flimsy this is. This is like the flimsiest, crappy plastic. Like, I mean, this just doesn't feel like anything until you get to the actual tape player. I'm sure that in the movie, like, it matters to some degree, you know, him having the tape player on his head. Also, I'm pretty sure we're getting a Kino from the second movie, and I think he'll also come with a headset that will probably be just as crappy. So you can technically put it on his head, but it's stupid. Also, this cord. Man, this cord is long. And also the fact that he doesn't have proper holding hands. Like, considering how much this box costs, he's a smaller figure, and he comes with an accessory that is not only a reuse from another franchise, but is just weird in and of itself. I'm trying to get it to where it sort of makes sense in his hand. But, like, that's why, like, in the pictures, he's awkwardly holding it. Like, if he could have put it in his pocket or something, that would have made sense. But, I mean, look how long this is. And it's holding enough tension that it's just freaking pointless. I mean, like, if you wanted it down around his neck, something like this, that would be kind of cool. But once again, this is insanely long. Like, your headphone cord is not going to be that long. I'm going to zoom back out to normal length. Also, just the fact that we didn't get extra hands with him is a little short-sighted, I think. I'm going to swap his head out just for the rest of this review. Just because I want to see him, like, normal-like. With his strange penis neck. I think with it around his neck, the headphones make more sense, even though they're still crappy. Like, I also almost want to, like, tuck it in behind, like it's supposedly in his back shirt, like, cram it up in there. And, like, it's coming out the back, as it were. Let's see here, can I... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that totally works. Also, I believe he does actually have ab crunch. Like, he does have proper ab articulation. So, that works. I mean, it's still a ridiculous cord, but at least it works. Get a nice little stoic look on his face with his crooked-ass legs. Alright, so we need to compare him to something. So, let's bring in Shredder. Drop this down a little bit. Yeah, that is embarrassingly not bright. Okay. And then bring in the loosest Foot Clan member I have. By that I mean literally his knees and ankles are incredibly loose. So one thing you'll notice here is how insanely short Danny is. Now he's supposed to be a kid, but I'm fairly certain he's meant to be nearly full Foot Clan member size. Now, these dudes are more adult, realistically. They're supposed to be adults. Not to mention they share the exact same body as Shredder, so that, you know, that's a different thing. I think that, like, and a lot of people said, I think he's too short, but let's bring in the other humans we have. Please keep standing, Mr. Foot member. So we just did the April review. Now, mind you, April is full-grown woman size, but I think even this, even for giving her a tiny leg up there, I think he's too small. I think he needs to be roughly 10% taller. Maybe a little less. Maybe like 8 or 9. Maybe 8% taller. We'll just vote 8%. Because, like, here's Casey, who, you know, they make sense in their height. But here's the thing. Let me bring out the Rat Man. Remember in the movie, Danny is talking to Splinter, in fact, helps rescue Splinter with the help of Casey. They have to basically walk him out over their shoulders. You know, like one arm over the shoulder and everything like that. Casey is either too tall, Danny is too short, or Splinter is too short. But if you look at the movie, Danny and Splinter are basically supposed to be eye to eye. So something is a bit off. I mean, we can even bring in a turtle. Which, mind you, Danny's not a major character, technically speaking. But he's important enough to the movie, especially. But he's not important enough to come back. You know? I want Splinter talking to him. I really wish I had another Splinter. Hold on. I want him to be, like, really creeped out by Splinter touching him. Be like, young man, I was once a rat. That's pretty good, actually. That might be the thumbnail, if I'm honest. I mean, I guess he'll work for the display. You know, for what I'm going to do with him, he'll probably work. I just think that he's not the right size. Somebody got a little wonky in this. I think that even if you looked up the character's height or not the character, the actor. I think it's just like he's not quite good enough. In theory, like it's just he should be a little bit bigger. You know, if Casey has to hunch over not only to help carry Splinter, but so far that Danny is the one helping him haul Splinter, it becomes a problem, in my opinion. Also, that totally looks like April's trying to shank Splinter in the ear there. But yeah, you see what I mean? It's good. It's a good figure. The details are good. The arms look really strange. Like, Casey's looked strange initially, but they're actually really balanced. Considering Danny's arms are so skinny, they probably should have made them a little shorter. Like, that would even be, like, almost worth, like, shortening the end of his wrist right here, making a new hole and plugging it in. But it's not like I can replace this figure, you know, if something goes wrong. But guys, let me know what you think. Hold on, let's put the little devils we're trying to corrupt Danny in the back. You know, there we go. It's a good picture. And of course, if I brought out Marty, it would make more sense because Marty's at least supposedly roughly the same age. I think Danny's supposed to be like 14 or 15, and Marty is 17 or 16, 17, 18. In Back to the Future. Oh, I'm moving the camera to frame it properly. There we go. Nice. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Was it worth it? Is it good? Or does he look like he's a 8-year-old pretending to be a 14-year-old, you know? But I got more NECA stuff to look at, including more Ninja Turtle stuff. Though I think for, at least right now, I think I'm done filming. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.